Hi guys, over the past 2 months I was working on this spread and I finally got it absolutely right and it's really functioning unbelievably well. This is for the people who basically want to find out if there is a possibility of reunion and if they should actually go with their exes, what is going on in their heads, if this is a wise idea, etc., etc., etc. It kind of like will describe sort of the past situation that brought you to this basically question what is currently going on in their heads, in your heads, and also near and far future. So let me introduce you the cards that actually I picked. This took a while to find the right combination. So I'm calling the spread Cat Tarot Nose Spread. So you can only see it here. So the first actually card that I have is the Magician. The reason that I picked this one first, one is a number one in numerology. And when you have number one, this is basically beginning. Also, the Magician is a card of sort of starting on a new journey, just to see if you have all the tools available to go in this new relationship and if that can create this chemistry. And also because it's a number one, what are the thoughts on a new beginning? The second card I took here is a Temperance reversed. And it's purposely reversed because here it means merging two opposites, but here it means two opposites or two different kind of entities are not merged, which is basically what is bringing you to this question because you really want to know why things didn't work out and what went wrong. Maybe that was not communicated to you, maybe you didn't communicate it, maybe you didn't even recognize it in you, but this is what went wrong. So this is a significator for the ladies. This is, and I took Queen of Wands. Please don't go into this horoscope signs. Frankly, I'm so tired of reading horoscope signs in cards because like every card is like archetype, and this is like the sexy archetype that is like charging, and she wants her man, she wants her mate. This doesn't have to be necessarily a woman. So either you're man or female, this is basically who you are, and the other person is going to represent your partner. For the guys, it's going to be the awkward kind of things around, but also keep in mind, because I'm getting here energies not only for all of you who are actually listening to this, the subscribers that I'm connecting, but I'm also getting the energy of that one more person and all these exes that you're bringing to the table. So I need to kind of like find it more generic, so this can be switched. So you have to figure out if this person is more this or this, which one is you. Then we have Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is a communication cards and things being up in the air. Basically, simply I want to see over this timeline how the communication went and if that was the problem. Then we have another significator of that person. So I said like that they're interchangeable. You have to find out if that is like the guy you're inquiring about or if this is you. And again, I took a King of Wands, again, charisma, passion, because that's what we get attracted to. And obviously, if we are considering reunion or we are still thinking about somebody in the past, this is what is holding us basically captive in our thoughts. Then we have a card of Judgment. So this is card very difficult for many of people to understand. So we kind of like see the angel coming trumpeting, basically freedom, and everybody's kind of raising from the dead. So obviously this is talking about if our life was well lived, if we learned the lessons and what lessons we had to learn. So in this particular case is how that other party sees the past and sees basically how they contributed to the things that happened and what was going on in their head, right? Sometimes you get really surprised when you kind of feel you are the wrong one, and then you find out from them they feel they're the wrong one. And lastly, I took a Four of Wands, which kind of can be reunion, can be celebration, but keep in mind that many people are talking about this card as a marriage, which also can be, but in this particular case, significator here is what are the thoughts of reunion? Is reunion in the store, and even if it's wise? So basically, we have this 7 cards, which is kind of like really spiritual number. Also, if you look the numbers, like 1 plus 14 is like 15, and 8, 23, 53, and 4, 57, it is 12, it's 3, it's like something with this yellow, 3 is connected to this yellow, and as you see, I kind of picked the yellows because this is kind of uplifting sun color, and I wanted to see what basically stands behind it. So this is the intro, guys, and so what I'm considering right now every month to have that as well, or at the very least give it a try for Venus retrograde and see how it goes sign by sign. Okay, so this is enough for the intro, so let's start with reading. I just want to add that this spread is available for private reading, and in that case, like you really know who are the significators, we are going to assign to significators their birth date and their names, and we are going to be able to move forward with extremely specific energy. So for those of you who are wondering if the reunion is going to happen, or what you have to look for, what are the best words to use, etc. This is a great spread. And definitely you can ask when you're ordering that to be included in your reading or to be the feature of your reading, because then I can do it with tarot cards and I can do with Versibila cards, and we can go a few crosses just to make sure that we got all these finesses right. And again, for private reading, check my website, cattarot.ca, and I'm taking bookings right now. You have chunks of 20, 40, or 60 minutes, and I'm looking forward to actually hearing back from you. For now, let me start doing the sample readings so that way you can actually see what to expect. Thanks. Love you guys. Hi Gemini, let's see what's in the store for you. So here is La Furball. She's there we go. She is, I don't know, deciding to kind of like join us for a while, so let her be here. Good luck until it's not going to be room for her anymore. So let's go back. Magician, what are the tools that basically you would need and to kind of like make this going? Bridge over troubled waters. There are some kind of piercing things that kind of like were really difficult to absorb. And 6 is a number of, it is a number of reconciliation. So that is definitely there, that needs to be bridged. Like, I mean, bridge over troubled waters, meaning here. So what basically went wrong? Why things didn't glue? Two things. Either there was not enough joy in this whole thingy, or that was a third person. So we will know. As the cards come through it, I'll be coming back to the same thing. So how he sees you, or how your partner sees you. Somebody sees you, somebody debating all the time. And you know, Gemini, how you kind of like can debate both sides of the thing. But here this person can be defensive. This person is kind of protecting, you know, protective of themselves. And it can also, mean that you truly were holding your ground and somebody was trying to convince you something that is not, right? This is really not a great position to be in, even though, you know, he sees you that you're in a power position, but certainly, this is obviously not a comfortable position for anybody, right? So communication in the past, and I'm talking about the past, what can I be bringing us to this point here? Communication, it was a decision of being single. That was basically the communication in the past. And somebody kind of like felt being single was a better option than being coupled up. So how he's seen, or how your partner's seen themselves, they're seeing themselves as somebody who is not willing to grow that. This is kind of like starting anew, like friends. And this is really not even starting, or it's a full start and kind of loss of friendship, right? Somebody really being self-absorbed, or maybe, mind you, that can switch at any point as well, because I'm trying to absorb the energy of you and your ex-partner, so the switch can happen, and you will know when the switch happens because it resonates to you. Now the judgment here, what basically were the issues that were basically brought to the final judgment? What basically were your lessons? Lessons was to basically not to take too much more than you can handle. Look, you know, this is the person who's not seeing what is ahead of him, right? Whether this light is going to help or harm, probably harm. This person is not seeing, it's a big burden. Like, you can trip over it. You can kind of like, your back can break. It was like basically taking too much on. And 10 is also kind of closure. 9 is a closure, right? So it was just like too hard for somebody to actually deal with the situation. Reunion in the past. You guys did get together. You were going back and forth in the past. And it was each time feeling as less and less. It's feeling that you were losing that main thing that you had, and it was all turning into kind of like quick get-togethers, like get-togethers, not to say just for sex, right? In some instances. But again, that's another 6 that I have over here. So again, reunion card, but reversed. So let's see. We have a clean slate right now. I have a feeling of understanding what happened. So let's see what's happening in the present. Let's see with this full chest. Right now, one of you, or even both of you, are feeling that you really need to think through it. And this is a thought. Swords are a thought. And this is kind of getting wiser about the whole situation. And again, I have a 9. Again, you kind of like, it's sort of like a final, like a judgment. I need to absorb. You're saying to yourself, I need to absorb what happened there, right? So again, what happened here in the past that didn't glue it together? Wow, why would the sun come here? This can mean marriage. This can mean expectations of having the family and children and these joyful times. And maybe another partner didn't see that. Another partner seen themselves more like a singleton and having a single life. So at present, how does your partner see you? Again, here you're defensive and you're fighting your ground and kind of like establishing. You have been seen that way, maybe even as a troublemaker. Here you're seen as somebody who's been through the battle and who is right now relaxing, but is willing to continue. So also passionate energy, but sort of like somebody who is a fighter, but sort of also somebody who may have had enough. All right? So communication in the present. Not so sure if this is a communication or not, or things are not what they appear. It could be that you guys, these are secrets. It could be that you're checking each other, social media, or at least one of you is checking the other one. Just make sure that you didn't give any passwords of your emails, etc., because that can mean that way. It's a lots of controlling issues coming over there, because you have to be in a big control to walk through unknown, and that's why everything kind of like is deceptive. And it's kind of interesting because it comes under single. Could be also that somebody is like basically trying to follow you on dating sites and seeing what is happening there, because look, you have a sun and you have the moon, so it's basically everything over basically you. Like, it's just like he sees you as fed up. Look at his face. Does his face look to you like somebody who kind of like wants to continue and looking in the past, kind of like, oh my gosh, I'm so fed up, Look, I was hoping for the sunshine. I got moon. I don't like this mud. I don't like this moisture. I'm not feeling comfortable, right? So let's see how he feels at present. There you go. He's still not committing. This commitment here, which kind of like was needed for you, two of you to glue, is not being offered. And he's, again, confirming. This was like, well, I don't want a friendship. I don't want to build it. This is continuous. Lessons. Okay, lesson is, and you guys can do very well to speak up. Instead of being defensive, instead of kind of like holding your ground, look at this person. This is like my favorite queen in all deck. In spite of everybody would say they actually hate this queen, I love it. This is the person who knows matters so well that she's going to deliver to you exactly what she thinks. She is maybe going to be careful. Like Gemini, you are air sign, so you will really understand this because there are degrees of this queen, right? She can be very diplomatic on a good day. She can be very, very direct, piercing on a bad day, especially when Queen of Swords are reversed. Like, I mean, that's getting somebody really who is very smart, who has been through a lot on a bad day. So you don't want to play with that. So here, let's say you know something really well. Let's say you have to teach a first grader how to do math, how to do 1 plus 1, and somebody's really stubborn, somebody really doesn't want to do it, basically you're just going to put your foot down. This is how you do it. Let me show you. And your path that will be from 1 to 2 will be like a straight line. It's not going to be a lots of going around. So this is kind of energy that basically is needed, that you really kind of like stand your ground in a very nice way. This is not blaming. This is not demanding. This is not begging. This is literally saying, well, too bad you don't want commitment. This is what I want. Because you're not supposed to wrap yourself around this person. You're supposed to have 2 equal partners who basically do things together. That's what's called a relationship, because you have to relate to each other. Otherwise, it's like ownership or something. So let's see reunion in the present. Yeah, it's not there. Ace of Cups. There is not enough emotion. There is not, well, maybe that's not fair to say. There actually is emotion. There is emotion, but you are going to question if what you're feeling is deceptive, because this goes after 6. So it looks like the things that are offered to you are not the real relationship. It's almost like offered to you, like it looks like something will be offered, but you will not know what. Like, I mean, it could be deceptive, could be full of illusions, could be full of, yeah, kind of non-committal. So yeah, the question is here is like if you really want to be given crumbs. Like, looks like, and this is what bothers you. This is probably what got you into this reading, that you didn't feel like you kind of hope, you kind of like seeing the vision or possibility, but you were always on the defensive side here, trying to fight for somebody who just was not really there for the right reason in the first place. So let's see the month in the future. Yeah, exactly. This is toolbox again. Somebody just wants you to be the fun. This is like somebody who is just basically for a quickie and for just serving the purpose to show up somewhere and to say that he was out. So yeah, this energy that you want, you see, it's somebody who contemplated, right? So who contemplated, like, I mean, why things didn't basically glue. Didn't glue because they're really piercing. This is not a good energy. This is not kind of like pulling things together properly. And he will see you as somebody who, can be controlled. He absolutely doesn't have a very high opinion of you. And he feels that just because he or she's like a Mr. and Mrs. Charmer, and it's so sexy that you literally are going to be, the prisoner. Like, you're going to go and give yourself self-imprisonment and to kind of swallow any of his sweet talkings and secrets, and he can just do that. Communication-wise, it can go both ways. You may communicate, you may not communicate, but this is a sword energy. Again, like with this Queen of Swords, the communication is going to be up to you. You're going to, at this point, be very well aware this person is taking you for granted. And on the other hand, you also have a touch of codependent relationship with this person where, you're starting to feel that this is not the right fit for you. And this can also mean lots of sex. Or this can also mean that he sees you as super, super sexy, because this means also that he wants sex with you. This means, and this means. So to this partner, this seems to be very kind of like skin deep relationship. And attraction is really, really high, but that's where this person keeps it. So how he sees himself in the future, you see, he's going to establish the boundaries. Like, he will or she will realize that you want more in all of that, and basically that's going to be spoken to you. The way you basically set up here, well, this is what I want a relationship and all those things. Maybe he's going to say yes to it at present, but then you're going to very soon learn that you're being basically taken advantage of, and then basically this is just continued with. So he might actually come out and set those boundaries, right? And yeah, the lesson learned from that, romance is important. Romance is important, and after speaking the words, you're going to insist on a follow-up. Not going to be just shallow words. You're going to say and speak your truth, and you will want him to be the man you want him to be. So let's see reunion there. Interesting. I was just about to say, guys, you're not going to get together, and then I get this card. And now I don't know what to think. Because that's the real thing. And not only is the real thing, but look, I see a couple. I see a romantic couple. I don't know, guys. It probably is in the cards for you. Some of you who establish the proper boundaries are going to get together. It looks like you're going to go through a little bit of recycling of the old problems. So to memorize this. Why things didn't work out? Things didn't work out because you were going through hard times, and then somebody pulled away, and then they would give you just a little bit, sort of like they would let you to come to crack open door, but they would not let you have everything. So this needs to be repaired. It needs to be not one but two people, and you have to be taken in account like the wholesome person, not just like a part of you, not just attraction that he or she has for you. And things that went wrong was a lack of joy, right? It was a lot of joy in kind of like sex, but you didn't do enough other activities that would just pull you out from that kind of like one kind of flat kind of level relationship, because you do see a bigger potential in this relationship than he did after this point. But it looks like that lure of yours are going to really do the shift. It looks like you're more into, well, you're more passionate, and he is more romantic. So he just goes two switches. He is into commitment or he's not into commitment. He's sort of like not allowing things to flow as it should be. Like you're supposed to be open to every possibility with anybody. With you, he wasn't until, and this is in present, you're speaking your truth. And you're going to speak your truth about what you want and about what you don't want, what kind of relationship you don't want. And even after that, it's still going to be a try of him to try to get you there, which you might just shut down on this. But then he's going to be overwhelmed. It looks like that you might disappear, take your like Houdini act, and you're not going to disappear to harm him, but just because you are going to be in so much pain after all this talking, to just go back to square one. And then these decisions to be made over here. This is like my cat trying to fix this tripod. And then there's going to be a decision to be made. Do you want to deal with the secrets or you don't want to deal with the secrets, right? And then it's going to be these boundaries. Maybe he's going to establish these boundaries, and he's going to maybe say, all I want with you is this. That's going to be the key point over here. What I want to do here is like I actually want to pull the clarification card. But my cards, so let's see where we go. I actually want to clarify that. That's the key card. And then we're going to clarify the couple. So what is with these boundaries? Because it doesn't look to me he's a bad guy, a bad partner. It just looks like he's not ready. And he's really clearly saying he's not ready. And you're trying to push certain things to be ready. And it looks like only when you put your foot down, when he's realizing that he's losing you, or that he put his boundaries down, how unfair they are, maybe that's when things will start to change. So let me see about the boundaries. I want to know a little bit more information about that. So we have sorrow reversed. We have haughtiness or pride reversed. And we have death. Just as I was saying, yeah, it's kind of like what I was picking up on it, but like, I mean, I was not completely sure, but now I am. So, death of sorrow and a false pride. So, almost looks like he had this opinion of himself that, you know, he has to keep a reputation or something, and kind of like he was feeling sorry about things you're going through, right? And, you know, he felt that maybe your kind of like pride, like I mean this whole kind of like attraction over here, because this is an ultimately painful card. It may be realization of what is this causing you, and how basically almost like, look at, see, you have the peacock here, a gorgeous bird, and here all his like feathers were basically shed. So he kind of like, he's not going to feel right about it after he establishes boundaries. Just by him hearing it, saying it, will actually realize how bad it is, and he's going to put an end to it, either to an end to the relationship. But I don't see it as an end to the relationship because of the other two cards. I see it as an end to the way he communicates with you, the way things were going. So I want to clarify the last two cards, Knight of Cups and Queen of Cups together, because it obviously shows a couple. What's about this couplehood? Because this couple is not necessarily underneath two of you. Just want to see, maybe it's a couplehood with somebody else. So can you tell me, Gemini, Knight of Cups and Queen of Cups? Tell me about this. True love. This is the romance of a lifetime. It sounds like it's somebody else. It does. It sounds like when this is all being done and set, at least this is going to give you ability to feel closure, and you're going to be able to walk away and kind of like do things properly. Find somebody who understands that you can be very loving and giving, that you don't have to be defensive, and that you don't have to have all this energy. You don't have to be continuously thinking about making a decision. There you go. Pull up one more card, soulmate. This is a soulmate, looking for somebody who basically is the person who you should try with. Like, this person was just tapping into your energy, was just like using you, for basically his own pleasure. And that's fine with some people. If two people want the same thing, for you, that's not what you wanted. You wanted commitment, you wanted joy with this person, and that was not mutual. So in your case, I don't think you'll get together with this person. You can if you want. It's absolutely open for you, but it's not going to bring anything permanent. So you're not giving yourself an opportunity to kind of like heal. This is the only thing I would warn you. And he's going to anyway put an end to it, and that's going to be in about a month time. So Gemini, please focus on yourself. Move away from this partner. Not a thing that you need to do. Speak your truth. Hold your ground. Trust me, in a month time, you're going to feel really good about it, that you actually spoke those words, and you're going to feel that you actually won karma. So good luck. I love you, and I'll talk to you soon. And don't forget, tonight we have these live recordings, so come and ask questions. Love you.